We all like fantasizing, becoming better or even unrecognizable to prove to ourselves and others that we're more capable. Well, let me ask you, do you want to change your life? Do you want to become unrecognizable? 60 days. That's all you need. 60 days and 8 changes to your everyday life. These 8 changes, they're the very foundations of the transformation I went through. The sooner you get started, the sooner you're going to start seeing results. This will turn you into a machine, and you're going to be a real man looking back in the mirror if you make it through. Do you think you got what it takes? Well, then let's start. Day 1 of 60. Chapter 1. Work out consistently. It's time to get off that couch and get moving. I'm talking about working out, and not just whenever you feel like it or whenever you have some free time. I mean, pretty much every day. You know why? It's because when you work out, you're not just changing your body, you're changing your mind too. When you work out, your muscles are breaking down, rebuilding, getting stronger, leaner, your heart pumps faster, your lungs work harder, and over time, they become more efficient. This isn't just for the sake of looking ripped or getting six-pack abs. It's for improving your health, reducing your risk for illness, and making sure that you've got energy to do what you need to do. But that's not all. Working out is like sending your confidence levels through the roof. Every time you finish a workout, you've just proven to yourself that you can do hard things, that you can set goals and achieve them, that you can push your limits and come out on top. But here's the catch. You gotta do it consistently. Not just one day of heavy lifting and 4 days of rest. No, you gotta get into a routine. Now, I don't care if you're feeling down. I don't want to hear your poopy pants excuses. Is it raining? Don't care. Go for a run. Can't sleep? Well, why the hell not? Put on your running shoes. Excuses are for sissies. Chapter 2. Hang out with competitive people. Look, you are the company that you keep. Spend your time with morons and you'll start to fool around. But hang out with go-getters, people who are hustling, competing, and grinding every day, that's when you level up. But why is that important? Because competitive people inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. When you see your buddy running his own business or acing his exams or hitting their personal best at the gym, you kinda want to do the same. Don't you notice when you're working out with a friend and he's talking about having a crappy 9 to 5, but it pays well? You might feel like asking, oh, what job do you have? I might try. Cash has been a little problem lately. People you hang out with are contagious, for better or for worse. Now, don't be mistaking this for jealousy. This isn't for the sake of being better and wanting to outdo them for the sake of being on top, for the sake of being the monkey that's the highest up on the tree. It's about seeing their success and realizing that you too can achieve your goals. This doesn't mean that you should ditch your old friends entirely or ignore everyone who isn't a high achiever. But you gotta recognize the difference between friends who support your growth and those who hold you back. You want friends who don't just accept who you are, but who also push you to become the best version of yourself. And look, if you're finding it hard to meet such people, start by being that person first. Be the friend who inspires. Be the friend who motivates. People who are on the same wavelength will naturally be drawn to you. And this will create one hell of a butterfly effect, and in just a few months, you might surround yourself with like-minded people. Chapter 3. Have a morning routine. You might think that what you do right after you wake up isn't that big of a deal, but trust me, starting your day off right sets the tone for the entire day. How do you begin your morning often dictates how the rest of your day will go. So you gotta make that count. Don't just drag yourself out of bed groggy and grumpy. Instead, develop a morning routine that gets you energized and focused. That doesn't mean that you gotta start doing 100 push-ups as soon as you open your eyes. But, get your body moving. Maybe it's just a quick stretch or a jog around the block or just chill in bed. Why not? But make that count by reading a book. Something. The idea here is to get your mind ready and focused for the day ahead. This isn't the time to start worrying about what's to come, but to ground yourself in the present. Then, nourish your body. You wouldn't want to run a car without fuel, right? So why would you do that to your body? Get a healthy breakfast. And no, a cup of coffee doesn't count. I'm talking proteins, carbs, things that give you energy and keep you full. And finally, have a plan for your day. What are your goals? What do you need to get done? Don't walk into that day blindly. Have some kind of plan, a purpose. Now you might say, I'm not a morning person. Well, become one. Start slow, wake up 15 minutes earlier, then half hour, then an hour. Give yourself some time to enjoy the morning instead of rushing to catch up with the day. I cannot stress how much I dislike when people say, I prefer working at night, or I'm not a morning person. Of course you're not. Of course you are not. You never were. But it doesn't mean you can't or you shouldn't change that. Chapter 4. Limit your phone usage. Just 1 hour. But why, you might be thinking? I need my phone. And sure, our phones are pretty useful, but ask yourself, how much of that time is spent productively? How much of it is just mindless scrolling, liking, commenting, and generally wasting your time? Look, I'm not telling you to throw your phone away, but just consider this. Every minute that you spend on your phone is a minute that you're not spending on becoming the person that you want to be. It's a minute spent not exercising, reading, learning, or even just thinking for yourself, being a human. And trust me, it all adds up. I don't know about you guys, but those shorts are just mind-sucking. I'll spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes just scrolling through shorts, and then I gotta throw my phone down and say, I'm a human being. I have thoughts, opinions, emotions. It's tempting. I get it. So, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Cut your phone usage down to just 1 hour a day. I'm not talking about 1 hour for social media, 1 hour for games, 1 hour for texting. I mean an hour total. Most smartphones these days have a feature that allow you to see just how much time you've been spending on your phone. So check that out and prepare to be shocked. Then start cutting down. Maybe start by cutting out that one app that you waste most of your time on. Or set a timer when you use your smartphone. And when you feel the urge to check your phone, try and do something else instead. It's in those quiet moments that our best ideas often come to us, after all. So stick to this and you'll be shocked at how much time you suddenly have. And believe me, once you've made this change, the person you'll become in 60 days will be someone that you will barely recognize. But in a good way, of course. Chapter 5. Revamp your clothing style. This one seems a bit more superficial than the rest, but trust me, it's important. It's about your clothing style. Before you start protesting, just hear me out here. First off, let me be clear, I'm not saying that you need to follow the latest trends or splurge on designer brands, not at all. What I'm saying is developing a style that reflects who you are, the man you want to become. Clothes might not make the man, but they sure do help shape how others see you. And yes, that matters. But more importantly, it can shape how you see yourself. When you dress well, you feel good. You walk taller, you're more confident, and that can do wonders for every other area of your life. So here's what you can do. Start by decluttering your wardrobe. Go through every item and ask yourself, what does this make me look like? Does this reflect the man that I want to be? And if it doesn't, toss it, or, donate it. You're not that person anymore. 60 days. That's all it takes. Begin ever so slowly now and kick it in full gear tomorrow or the next day. But make sure it actually happens tomorrow or the next day, because if you're a procrastinator like me, then tomorrow will almost always stay tomorrow. You gotta follow through. You'll forget if you don't kick it into high gear fast enough, so do it for yourself and your potential, and do it to prove to your parents that they raised you right. Make them proud. Give them everything you got for the next 60 days. And trust me, you'll look back and you will barely recognize the guy that you were.